So we're making our way slowly to Santiago. Today is Wednesday, so 3 more walking days, about 60 something kilometers. We were here at the Misa del Pellegrino, the pilgrim mass here in Pontevedra, and it's great to see. There was a large group of teenagers there. They'd come with some parish, and it was great to see a parish priest who was leading the group of teenagers on this pilgrimage, and hopefully it'll be an inspiration for them in the future. But I suppose what I couldn't help being struck with was how the Eucharist was being treated. And people might be saying, "Oh, Robert, don't be judging other people, how they do things, and don't, the faith is a journey and people don't get it all day." Well, in the first days, I totally get that, where everybody's at different stages in their faith formation, and we all want to do this pilgrimage together. But when it comes to the Eucharist, which is something so central to our faith, there are simple things that we could have done to have kept that consciousness, that understanding alive, that the Eucharist was important. I mean, we were there at Mass, and all the teenagers come in. The whole church was packed with them talking. Several times saying, "Can you be quiet? Can you be quiet?" You know what teenagers are like. And when they went up for communion, nobody genuflected or there was. It was, as you would see in any parish, go up, get the communion in the hand, into your mouth, and off you go. And one teenager, the priest was giving it, and one teenager put out his fingers and he took the Eucharist, and the priest was saying, no, that's not the way you do it. And the Eucharist fell on the ground. You'd wonder, it doesn't take that much, guys, to get the Eucharist right. It doesn't take it. It doesn't take that much catechesis to get how we respect the Eucharist right. This is the bread and butter, the central parts of our Catholic faith is how we reverence the Eucharist. And we should be teaching our kids this from very, very young. The basics, the 101s of the Eucharist. Because in 50 years we've come from a very reverent way of respecting the Eucharist, and maybe people didn't believe, but they saw. Maybe kids didn't believe in the Eucharist, but they saw what the Eucharist is. Do people see that this is the body and blood, soul and divinity of the second person of the Holy Trinity? Do people see that? Is this a catechesis in itself, how we receive the Eucharist? And this is where the Novus Ordo Missae, the last 50 years, this is where the big failure in the Catholic Church, the big failure in the Novus Ordo is how we have destroyed the reverence for the Eucharist. And destroying the reverence for the Eucharist, we've destroyed the faith in the Eucharist, because both go hand in hand. We don't have to go into great theological discussions here about what the Eucharist is, but we could have led by example. It's up to us. We're the leadership for the church now. Our children will see how we reverence the Eucharist. It's up to us to renew the Eucharist, because if we don't do that, who will? And I'm not here to judge what people are doing or how they're receiving, or it's not for me to do that. But you can judge the statistics in the Catholic Church at the moment. The statistics are that over 70% of people don't believe, and don't bother going to Mass. And those of us that do, they fail to ignite that passionate love for the Eucharist, to show that this is serious. This is something so serious that we require silence. We require, can you kneel for your king? We require reverence. And if kids saw that, if kids saw us adults doing that, they would do it. They would understand that's serious. If you were saying, look, you're all going to see you're all going to see a famous actor or something next week, and you're all got to get prepared for this and buy new clothes or whatever. You can be sure that the kids would be completely prepared. And when you're there, make sure that you've washed your teeth and you've scrubbed up and you've had a shower and you're presentable and all this. Kids will do this. We don't teach our kids. We don't lead by example. That's the sad thing. And you see it so many times, and this is the own goal. This is the Catholic Church's own goal when it comes to the Eucharist. We have destroyed the reverence for the Eucharist. Us, well, the generation that came before me that said, look, you can hand out the Eucharist like a potato chip, and kids will actually pick it up like a potato chip. I was just looking. I said, guys, really. This is our fault. It's not the kids' fault. They haven't been taught. They don't know what it is. This is a social event. It's a meal. It's not, it's a social event. It's a meal. We're all going here. We all get communion. Then we all go out. We don't know what we've received. We don't know how that can transform your life. Do you know, this Jew that we eat, because we eat the body of a Jew. People don't believe this. Jesus Christ, the second person of the Holy Trinity, also was a Jew, and his body is the same body that was 2,000 years ago. This Jew that read the Psalms, this Jew that prayed, this Jew that came to, give us the way, the truth, and life. How do we treat his body in the church? How do we do this? And it's up to us to lead by example. It's up to us to renew the Eucharist. If we don't do it, we're going to have another generation of Catholics that will not understand what the Eucharist is. And this is the sad, crazy thing in the Catholic Church that we've done to the Eucharist. And, catechesis isn't always easy, but we can have the catechesis of our example that people will ignite the consciousness. This is serious. This is so serious that we take the time to reverence the Eucharist. And I beg the Church to return to the way the Eucharist was given pre-Vatican II. We need to get rid of the Novus Ordo way of dealing with the Eucharist. It has to be gone, getting rid of. Sooner the better. Because this is the critical thing now in this moment in the Church is the renewal of the Eucharist, is the renewal of how we show respect for the Eucharist, how we lead the next generation. Anyway, God bless, and greetings from Pontevedra, and we'll be in Santiago on Saturday. But just thought, it's not about judging people, it's about leadership now. It's about us leading. How do we lead the next generation to respect the Eucharist? How can we renew that consciousness, that importance? Anyway, take care. Bye-bye.